Yeah, I kind of had a relapse last night. Or these two watches here, these three rings, so six, yeah, 10 gadgets. Not wiring a Stello or any CGM, so that was it. No watches in my waistband or around my ankles, so I mean, not that bad of a relapse. Though I must say, I've desensitized myself pretty well because this wasn't too bad. It's more comfortable almost to wear two watches around each wrist than it is to wear one around the ankle, because when you're sleeping at night in the bed, you know, the watch is like push against, and yeah, it's just really not that, oh yeah, walking muscles. Yeah, so we have the Mobvoi TicWatch Atlas. And this one is a little problematic still because it's scheduled to automatically go into sleep mode. And part of that is going into essential mode. So last night, put into airplane mode, then I click this button, starting bedtime mode, and it goes into bedtime mode, but it didn't turn itself into essentials mode. And then all night, anytime I raise my wrist, let's see if I can reenact it. So this will time out, and now it's in essential mode watch face, but anytime I raise my wrist, it was turning on. See, now it's not doing it. And then, of course, if you push the button, you can go into smart mode. Not a huge deal, but kind of. And you can verify that was in that program mode, because right here, when I go to settings, and then you go to display, tilt to wake, yeah. Always on, brightness, yep, text size. And then we have to go all the way down to system, and then essentials mode. Switch to essentials mode, auto switch by schedule. It says right there from 2100 to 0700. So now that it is, no, it's not quite 700. So if I were to put this into essential mode manually, it would just stay in essential mode. In fact, let's do that test and see what happens. Now, the other thing is, before you put it into essential mode at night, you want to make sure you go into display, well, gestures really. So touch, yeah, touch, tilt awake, touch and hold, watch face to change, that's fine. But under display, always on screen, tilt to wake, backlight, you want to just say off. Otherwise, even in essential mode at night, it will wake you up, even if it is in sleep mode. Kind of, I don't want to say a dumb thing, but to me, that's a bug. When you're in that night mode, when you're in sleep mode, and even though you're in essentials mode, it shouldn't tilt to wake at night during your sleep window, right? Come on, someone back me up there. So now we just click here, and I'm also bothered that it doesn't have battery manager. Okay, so now it's in essentials mode, which I like how quickly it does that. And if I push this button, come on. See, and sometimes the wheel, the digital dial doesn't wake it up. There we go. And then it'll tell you, yeah, there we go. So we'll wait till 7 a.m. And then I also wore this beauty. This is the Coros Vertex 2S. Let's see how I slept. Training load, recovery, heart rate. Ooh. What did it say there? Great. A great night's sleep. So no sleep score yet by Coros, but still, it has that. We have the awake, REM, light. Not too bad. Deep, almost 2 hours. I'll take it. Then it has sleep from previous nights. And then if I scroll up, it has my lowest heart rate, 55. Average 61, and then you can go back through the night and see when your lowest heart rates were. Oh, went to Sunday, Monday, around 1 a.m. No, oh, there we go, 59. When was my lowest? Then we drop down at 4 a.m. to 59. Oh, here we go. 64 and boom, 55. Loving that. That's some deep sleep. All right, the rings, we have to pull out apps and stuff, so we're going to do that right now, but I'll review them. This is the Galaxy Ring version 1.0. Samsung originally released this pretty much fall of 2024, and when you first take it off, it should glow the battery indicator. Should. We'll put it back on, try it again. This is my Ultra Human Ring Air in Bionic Gold. This is a unique ring because it expands the circle ring. And then we have the Oura Ring 4, Oura Ring 3, which I've had for 4 years, and my newest one that I've been testing, the Ringcon 2.0. Not the Ringcon 2 Air. So this one detects sleep apnea. Pretty cool, and I don't have sleep apnea. So now, if I take this off, we should see a light show. Unless the ring malfunction. Oh, there we go. See? So it's letting me know that the battery's not dead. As far as I know to date, that's the only ring that does that. Pretty cool. Hey, my logo fits right inside the Oura Ring 3.0. All right, next watch, we have this big bad boy, the double stuffed Oreo. I'm going to get this question. This is the Gone wristband, very similar to like the Apple Watch Ultra wristband, and they also make wristbands for various other watches, but I really like it. Elasticity, breathes well. I've had this watch for a good 6 months. So I put this one in screen lock at night. I don't usually do that, but just for fun. And it looks like I have 52% battery, 20 days left, which is pretty awesome. I've been averaging a lot of solar. You can see on Saturday, it's like 800 lux hours. I've only had to charge this once through the wall with, like this, This is the old school way of charging watches, but because this one is solar, I've only had to charge it once in the last 70 days. That's pretty awesome. February 8th. And then also I charged it on Wednesday. So this one is still in sleep mode, I believe. Ooh, body battery, 77. I can work with that. No naps today. Where's my... Wait, what was disabled? Oh, because, yeah. If we go to health and sleep, 79, not enough REM. It always says that. You slept long enough, but your amount of REM sleep was low. Creativity and problem solving may be challenging today. Tell me something I don't know. And then there's the stats. So if we look at the deep sleep, REM, awake, for some reason Koros is getting a lot more REM, and I tend to lean towards the accuracy of Koros. I'll be testing these head to head very soon. And sleep coach thinks I should do 8 hours and 10 minutes. Okay. And then last but not least, one of my newest watches. This is the Garmin Instinct 3 Solar. And this is the OEM band. This is Twilight and Sunset. Anyway, it's a nice watch, especially for anyone who's a fan of G-Shock. And we're going to have to come back down here. Solar intensity. This one has been at 100% since Saturday. Pretty cool. It should be showing the infinity, but it's not. So I've been averaging a good 2 hours of almost direct solar per day. And this one has not been plugged in at all since February 7th. So it looks like it's going to go on, let's see, March, April. Yeah, it's going to make it to 100 days without charging. Then if we go down to sleep, training status, oh, there's the hourly alert. So this one should have come out of essential mode, right? Because we told it to. Nope. That happens all the time. Heart rate, measuring, temperature, floor, sleep score, sleeping, and sleep. Sleep score 80. Okay, 80 versus 79. I've been testing these head to head. So I have deep sleep, duration, deep. Okay, let's take a look at that. Side by side. A little bit of difference there. Just a little bit, but not much. This one thought I had an extra 10 minutes of dreaming. And then there's the big color difference. And this one, you don't get the insight on the watch like you do on a lot of other Garmin's, just because apparently there are limitations on the Instinct, and there's a lot of info you just can't see on this one that Garmin prohibits, even though this one sells for $450 and this one sells for $900. Yeah, okay, let's check body battery. Plus 45. There's one thing in particular that I really wanted to measure over the last 2 months testing these is how accurate is and how consistent is the body battery between two very similar Garmin watches. So the body battery is off by 16 points. Interesting. Curiouser and curiouser. And then, of course, the graphs are in much greater detail on the Enduro, and also even on this one, the Garmin Venue 2 Plus. This watch is nearly, 4 years old, I think. Okay, let's talk battery life. Coros, amazing battery life. Because right here, we're at 75%. I still have 19 days left, or over 2 hours of GPS, and it was charged 8 days ago. This one, in Essentials mode, they tout. Mavoy tells you that it's going to last a month. It doesn't, unless you totally did not use it and somehow you were able to turn off heart rate, which you can't. Anyway, but it's an interesting watch with the 2 screens and all. In smart mode, it will last about 2 or 3 days at most. If you're utilizing airplane mode and essential mode, you can easily extend that to 4 or 5 days, depending on GPS and alarms and notifications. Yeah. In essentials mode, about 3 weeks is the most I get. This one, Infinity, this one will easily last you, even if you don't get a lot of solar, the battery life estimate is a good 40 days. If you're using SPO2 at night, you're going to get about 14 days. Oh, see, we lost it, but yeah. This one easily 14 days to 2 months if you get less solar, and this one 30 days or more. So now we have the fun reports. Good morning. No, I don't want to exit the morning report. So interesting. They both tell you the weather, all that fun stuff, and then a lot of the same info. See the lag on that one? Whew. So there's the body battery. Training readiness, 90 versus 82. Well recovered. 29 versus 30, close enough. 0 recovery. This one doesn't show recovery in the morning report, kind of a bummer. Step goal, keep it up. Today's suggestion, 11:30 run. Intensity minutes 0. Whatever today brings, you'll be ready. 161 day goal. Base. Intensity, wait, what was my base? 10:45? And this one thinks 11:30. It's going to be a great day. I hope so, Garmin. I hope so. All right, so those are my 4 watches that I wore to bed. Which ones do you think I should compare next? I've just finished comparing Garmin versus Garmin. I'm thinking I should do the Coros Vertex 2S compared to the Enduro. What do you think? Put the comments, type those down below. Sorry for the darkness, just trying to reduce glare. Do you think I should compare these two? Huh? Do you want to know more about the TicWatch? Do you have more questions about this fancy Instinct 3 Solar? Oh, real quickly, charging speed, Solar. This one, almost 6, easily 6. I've tested 7% per hour and an extra 7% battery life that can last you another week. This one barely uses 1 to 2% per day. So in about 15 minutes, you can get an extra day's battery life. It's amazing. And that would be direct sunlight. This one charges about 4, maybe 5. I'm thinking in the right conditions with the right temperature, you could get 8% per hour. It's the fastest watch that I've seen charge. This one, larger battery, that's why it doesn't charge as quickly, but it does collect quite a bit of solar energy. And you can see there right here in the lux and the lux hours. If we compare those, yeah, this one's been charging a lot more. All right, that's enough. And don't forget, old guys rule, classic longboards. Goodbye for now. And recording.